can see a lot of you are already in the room. Pickstar, Markware, Gary, Jean, Maddie as well. Sorry, I'm a little late. You know, just picked Raheem up from school. And then my camera wouldn't connect. For some reason, it kept saying connection cannot be found. But then it went okay, kind of thing. How are you all doing? It is really, really excruciatingly hot. I only said cold. It's really hot out there. Like sticky, icky hot, which I don't like. I don't like it when it's sticky, icky hot kind of thing. I hate it when the weather's like that. But yeah, hope you're all okay. If before you ask, I'm still in jail with YouTube and all of that. It just feels like it's never ever going to get better, not for a long time. Mark says, "Wish I never cadence with cadence." Do you know something? So Mark's saying the clamp function is useless. What's happened here with clamp? What have I missed? What have I missed? I mean, is it that you're struggling with clamp? What is it about clamp that's not working for you? Hey, Sasha. And what I will say this about cadence here, I have nothing against cadence. However, it's a little bit like when a lot of people were using Astra with Elemental, and I was always like, just use Hello, because there was so much out there about Astra. The same with like Ocean WP. So many people were using Ocean WP in their tutorials, so everyone was like, oh, Ocean WP must be really good. It's like Bloxy, Cadence, all of them. I really just don't see... Yeah, in fact, this one's a magnetic one. This is a magnetic one I've got now. So it's orange, grey on that side, orange on that side. But it's magnetic. So, you know, you just put it on and it just kind of magnetizes... Well, it doesn't really magnetize, but it just magnetizes. Got to put my password in. But yeah, it's just a nice little magnet. So it fits on really, really nicely. But yeah, clamp. Mark, you're not doing too good with clamp. Hey, Pham Hong, how you doing from Vietnam? Hope you're okay, my friend. I was just fine-tuning the website pricing matrix earlier as well, so that video comes out on Tuesday, and I'm going to be doing a video on Sunday with a sticky header scrolling effect that you can do with a code snippet. Hey George, how you doing? Just been doing a lot of prep work today because we've got a couple of new clients. One's meant to start today. However, I have said to them, you know, they've sent me all of the logins, they've told me what they want. I've said, this is all great, this is all brilliant, but I'm not doing a thing until the payment lands. When the payment lands, I'll make a start. If it comes too late, I won't start till the following day. So the quicker you want it, the quicker you got to pay. But just because the clients shared all of the details with me, I am not going to go in as well. So George, you've had issues with, not George, Gary. You've had issues with clamp as well. What kind of issues are we talking about here, people? So Mark, when you say, right, the default text sizes, so can you give an idea of what you're doing? So tell me your minimum threshold and the size you're going for, and the maximum threshold and the size you're going for. So give me an idea here. Talk to me. What are you going for? Tell me the minimum and maximum size, and then also tell me the minimum font size, pixel or REM, it doesn't matter. And the same with the pixel or REM for the large size. What are you going for? Because you're saying the main thing is the default text sizes. So are you now talking about the root HTML, which will be 16 unless you set it to be 10 pixel, or 62.5 of 16, which comes back to 10. So yeah, please do share some more, Mark, because I'd love to help you out. By the way, if you want to send the website over for the review, the email address is down there. Go and send it, and hopefully we'll get it onto screen. Just checking some comments that have come in via email as well. Gary says, I'm just minimizing my screens here because I've got too much going on at the moment. This always happens when I go live. I have to reset everything. Right. Gary. So, have you made sure that you've got no sizes in the mobile or the tablet? So you can only set it on the desktop screen. Have you ensured that you have not got any values present for the tablet or the mobile view? You only do it on the desktop. I might be misunderstanding what you mean, though. Fam, second question. I don't think you even had a first question, Fam. But we'll go with your second question. Hey, Imran, how you doing? What is the breakpoint for SS Galaxy Fold, like breakpoint for iPad or mobile? Why don't you Google it? Why don't you Google it? So, like, if I go over here and go with a screen pixel width, right? 280. It says 280 pixel. Yeah? So, from what I can tell, it's 280. Hey, John, how you doing? And have you also ensured there isn't anything in the typography or the global? You're going to tell me you have, but I just need to double check. Have you done anything on the global font or the typography as well, just to double check? So Mark Ware says clamp is 14 pixels. Yeah, but 14 would be too small, Mark. Go for 16 then. Yeah. So I wouldn't go for 20. You see, 20, if I was going to do it, the biggest I would go for would be 18 pixel on a desktop. Normally I go for 16, but if I really wanted to go a little bit bigger, I'd go 18 to 16. 20 to 14, that is now shrinking a bit too much. I would go 18, because that's nothing to do with clamp foam, Mark. That's to do with your sizes. Yeah, that's to do with what you set. So I would go from 18 on the desktop to 16 on the mobile. Yeah, that's what you would do. 20 to 40, 20 is a bit big. 14 is a bit too small. So you could go 19 to 15, but I would go 18 to 16. Yeah. No, I just turned it off. I just turned it off. You know, I don't have to have them on all the time for the live chats. See, here's what's funny, yeah. It's always worked for me. It's always. Hey, Artif. It's always worked for me. So I don't know if there's anything else. All I can think of is maybe global font, typography, some codes somewhere else. But the clamp function is default sizes. Mark, what do you mean, Mark? Default sizes? Oh, okay. So, Mark, where are you getting your clamp calculations from? Where are you? Let me just open up my calculator. Where are you? Oh, sorry, wrong screen. It's on this one. Where are you getting your function from? Yep. Where are you getting it from? Right, so let's go over here. Let's have a look. Here we go. So let's just go here. Yes, I do, Gary. I do remember that. Right, so this one is for Mark. Mark, are you there? Yep, so tell me you're there, Mark. I'm going to make sure you see this. So here we go, okay? I'm going to assume you haven't changed it, so you're still using a root HTML of 16. Yeah, right. Watch this, look. 380, I'm going to start at 16. My maximum width, I'm going to say, is 1,100, and I'm going to go with 18. Look, there it is. There's the formula. Yeah? So what you would do is, what you would do is you delete H1 font size. You delete this bit as well. Right, look, let me copy this, okay? Let me copy this. Let me just show you. Okay, let me just show you. Let's go to a fake website, okay? One of these ones over here. So, right, let me explain it, okay? Let me explain it, everyone. Stay here. Right, stay here. Okay? Stay here. Right, let's go over to a new section over here, right? We are going to drop in let's go in for text editor, right? Let's just put in loads of rubbish text. Loads of rubbish text, yeah? Okay, are you with me so far? Are you with me so far? Yeah, tell me you're with me so far. We go to style, we go to typography, right? Over here, I'm going to pick the pencil. I'm going to go back over here, and I've said for 380, 16, and for 1100, I want it to be 18, right? I want it to be 18. I copy this code. I paste the code. I get rid of the curly bracket and the semicolon at the end. I then go to the beginning of my code, whoops, and I get rid of everything before the word clamp, right? I'm even going to copy this and stick it in as a header so you can see it, right? This is what the code should look like. That is what it should look like. This is what you would have copied from over here. Okay, this is what you would have copied. Like that. So you'll notice I got rid of the curly bracket and the semicolon. Yeah, but it doesn't matter, Mark. It's the same principle. I've even done this in bricks. Yeah? And I got rid of that. So if I now hit update, and we now go to this page over here, look at the text, right? And when I'll get to a point where I've now hit the 1100 threshold. And when you look at the text starts to... rubbish example because the screen then comes down. But the text in there starts to shrink. I mean, let's make it more noticeable, yeah? Let's say the size goes to 2 pixels, right? Let's do a really ridiculous size here, okay? So let's go and stick that in. Oopsie daisy. I think I deleted more than I needed to do. Where's my bracket? Pop that back in. Let's go to the beginning. Get rid of everything before the clamp. Update that. Go back over here to this page. Right. Now watch the text. Look at the text. See that text? It's just shrinking. Down here, that text is shrinking. And it works. I know it works because I've built so many websites using this. It works on bricks. I know it works on bricks because we use it on there as well. Where are you using it though, Mark, out of curiosity, if you are struggling with it? Where are you using it? Is this with Cadence or something else? Yeah? I mean, look, let me show you another website. I got. So let's go to... Let me go to this website here. Right? You see this website here? Look at the text. Look at the size of these box. That image has been clamped. That is a clamp image. Watch the size of the text and watch the image, right? When I get to this point here, look, can you see the text shrinks and the image? The image and the text shrink, right? Even here, look, everything starts to sink down. We go from 18 to about 16. Yeah. So it does. It's a difficult one because I'd probably have to see more about your back end and what's going on. So Mark, I mean, I can't speak on behalf of Cadence. Whoops. What have I done? So I thought I broke my calculator then, but I haven't. Yes, so what I would say is my first question would be, what's the benefit of using Cadence over Hello? Yeah? Yeah, there you go. Don't zero out everything else. Don't zero, Gary. Leave everything blank. How do you do clamp with image? Same thing. Same thing, mate. I mean, look, I could even show you over here. Look, it's the same logic. Look. Look, over here, look, image. It's the same thing. So I might decide on a small screen, I want the width of the image, the maximum width to be 300. But on a screen of 1100, I want the maximum to be 400. You know, for the width of your image. Yeah, you know. So if I was to go over here, where are we? Damn it, where are we? Log in. There we go, right? So if I was to go over here, right? So if I was to pick, say, look, let's say we've got an image here, right? Over here, where you have the width, you go over and you pick the pencil, don't you? And then you go and pop in your value over there. So you go pop your clamp in. So again, you can pick up the formula. It's the same thing. Your maximum width. You know, you want it to be that big on the desktop and that big on the mobile. So you can flex it to be how you want. Bo's asked a question. Do you have any idea why my customers don't receive confirmation emails when they put... Okay, so have you checked the Post SMTP for your website in WordPress? Go and install a plugin called Post SMTP, free plugin to test out. Are you able to receive emails, for instance? And are the emails going out? Are the emails going out? Fabric texture. Can we see this on Cadence? I don't use Cadence. So plain and simple answer is no. I don't use Cadence. I see no reason to invest in Cadence. That's me being really blunt about it. So Gary, yeah. So Gary's point now, okay. So this is why, Gary, I give you this. So you see here, you see this. Look, watch what happens if I copy. I can copy all of that. I can go over to my website. I can go here. I can go to site settings, right? I can go to custom CSS and watch this, right? Watch this. Boom, right? Okay, ignore the fact it says that and all that. Ignore the unexpected. You don't have to worry about that. But I've now gone and added it in. Site-wide. That is now, that would be, look at all the wording, all of them. That is now going to be site-wide. If I've put the tag in for H1, H2, all of that, that will then end up becoming site-wide, right? So you can do it site-wide. And I have explained that. Discard. So you know over here, there is a video that explains all of that. Everything is explained in the video. You can copy it all. So you can go, oh, okay, I don't want to do it per element. I want to do it site-wide. There you go. That's what you have the H1 bit, the H2, the H3. That's when it becomes important. So you can chuck it in. Yeah, you can chuck it in. And here's a reminder. Here's a reminder for where the calculator is. So you can go and have a look at that. Why can I only edit my home page with Elementor? I want to edit my shop page with Elementor. So Frederick, your shop page is a template. You need to go to templates. You need to go over here. So you need to go to... no, which page? Am I on the wrong page? I want to go here, don't I? Right, so what you need to do is you need to go over to templates, save templates, click all, go and click products archive, and you will probably have a products archive page here. So then you edit it. This is where you do it. Again, go watch the 7-hour video we put out. That covers all of our off in there. Hey Chima, how are you doing? This is interesting, Gary. And what theme are you using as well? What theme are you using, Gary? I mean, all I can assume is that there is some code somewhere, right? So what I would say, Gary, on a brand new website, would it work for you? Because there must be something else then in the website that's stopping it. You know, I wonder if like Fubar. It's not a bad show that. I watched it to the end. It's not perfect, but it's not a bad... It's a watchable show, isn't it, with Arnie? But I think maybe there's some custom code somewhere lurking, somewhere that's kind of overwritten or is like just stopping it or something like that. But yeah, Frederick, that's what you do, right? Templates, product archive, that's your shop one. You go in. Because if you try and edit a shop page, it will then say... You get a white screen for ages, then it says edit with Elementor is not possible, enter safe mode, and you're going, what? Why? Every other page is all right, but that page isn't. So, Elementor templates, products archive, and then you should be all right, and then you should be okay. Chima, you're doing good. Been a bit of a bumpy week, but all good. Dealing with the usual back and forth. Stubborn clients. You know, stubborn clients. I had one last night. Basically, they sent me a big list of things they wanted doing. I then gave them a reasonable quote. They then came back going, I'm 72 years old. This is way too much. So I just basically said, okay, I can do you a cheaper price, but you want a website with a blog and I'll set your website up. I'll set up your blog. I'll set things up, but then it's for you to design your layout for your blog and your single template. I'll set it up, but then you need to go in and edit and create the layout. Didn't hear from her, but I was a bit like, probably won't, right? You know, do you know how many times I've had emails come to me and they literally start off with, I've got a terminal illness, or my partner's got a terminal illness, or I'm coming out of a divorce, or I've got this problem, I've got that problem. And I kid you not, I don't care. This sounds really harsh, but I'm going to be really blunt here. I have problems too. Okay, I have a lot of problems going on and stuff, but I'm not going to now contact, I'm not going to contact the advanced custom field developers and say, hey, look, you know, I've got YouTube have really hurt me at the moment. Can you please give me ACF Pro for free? Because they're really going to care, aren't they? And go, yeah, you go, Imran. Here's ACF Pro. Go for it. Knock yourself out. Hey, Sinan, how you doing? Hey, Gary, don't worry. I know what you mean, though. I know what you mean. You know, old school hand coding. I know what you mean. Imran, do you have any idea why website logo is broken in WooCommerce order email? Nope, I don't. I mean, WooCommerce have slightly bodged up in the last few days with an update. I recommend you roll back. Did this occur after the recent WooCommerce update? If so, roll back, okay? Because there has been a little bit of a problem. That's the thing, though, Pixstar, right? Everyone has a bag. Everyone has problems. But I don't need to know. I don't need to know. Do you know what I mean? Like, no, Sergio, I'm just talking about how someone contacted me, and when I gave them a quote, they then emailed back telling me they were 72 years old, you know, struggling for money. No. Because unless they are in front of you and you can see without any doubt that there is some truth, and you know that by you helping them, something brilliant will happen that will change or touch other people's lives, you sometimes make an exception, like charity websites. But even then, I've told you this before. I've had charities contact me, and as soon as I know who they are, I go and check. And when I can see that the bulk of the money is just going into their back pockets, you're out of here. You're out of here. Or sometimes I say to them, well, I noticed that you normally spend X amount on administrative stuff, you know, stationery. So here's the price. You know, I hear it all the time. I'm telling you. You know, oh, I've got this problem. I've got that problem. I'm struggling to send my kid to school. That might be the truth, but at the end of the day, I need to put food on the table as well. I have bills to pay as well, and you can't keep making exception. Video boy, any tips on separating sections in one coloured background setup? Use variation. Simple thing is variation. Can you clarify that though? So one coloured background setup. What are we talking about? Black? You could have a fully black website and then use gradients on the buttons, gradients on the text. Yeah, a few outlines, like a very light grey or a dark grey outline, border radius of columns or whatever, containers. Is this for you or is this for a client? But can you clarify what colour are we talking about here? Yeah, exactly, Brian, you know. And I have to say, right, even if I knew someone was really struggling and they were genuine, you have to weigh it up, right? Let's just say you found out right now someone wanted a website and they had a serious problem. But you know it's going to take you 1 week to do that job. Do you still do it? And I don't want to sound like a megalomaniac here, but what is the benefit for you? Your heart's going to feel good? Is there a knock-on impact on your reputation? Are you going to get more coverage? You do have to think about things like this, you know. I hate to say it, but if it ain't going to like do wonders for my business, I'll be a bit like, well, why am I giving you 7 days of my life? What is in it for me? And that's the reality, because at the end of the day, what you do and what you earn is how you survive. You can't give away free time all the time. I mean, I give away a lot of free time doing the live chats, but you give away free time joining me as well. But you can't keep giving away your time because you're not earning. And when you're not earning, okay? And it hurts you after a while. Because then once you do a freebie for one person, they always expect the freebie. And then they tell their friends and they want a freebie. And then you've made a rod for your back and you're forever handing out favors because you did it for one and you got to do it for another. So draw a line in the sand. This is my value. This is my worth. This is what I want to get paid. Yeah. Yep, do smash the like button. And like Pixar says, you know, you can add variation into the colours. Sergio, have you had problems with the mega menu in bricks? Do you know what? I'm not fully convinced by the mega menu in bricks. When I first tried it out, it took me a while to get my head around it. I think it is useful, but the more you do on it, I feel like it starts to get a bit complicated. In that it's easy to not break, but build it slightly wrong. Kind of thing. Okay, so you've got a very dark charcoal color. I know what the 222222 color is. I use that. So it's a very charcoal color, right? So now, what you got to think about is what color are your headers going to be? White, a gradient color, right? You don't have to go for lighter gray, darker gray. You can just do the same color. But now you got to make sure your headlines and your wordings, the contrast stands out. And gradient colors for your headings and your buttons and your icons can work really, really well to just make a bit of color pop. I think I need to just check. Has someone paid me? No, they're not paid me. Sorry, I'm just checking. So I've said to this one client, look, I'm not starting nothing until you pay me. You know? Yeah, that's right, John. It's not it is intuitive, but it's also at the same time a little bit like, for instance, how to explain it? Like the close button. The way they did it was wrong, I think. The way I explain it in the video I did helps you to sort the problem out. And I think it feels like they should have done that from the get-go. Do you have to save on energy bill? Do I have to save on energy bill? Not really. I mean, I do watch how much energy I spend, though. Frederick, what happens if I get paid with different currencies? Does it convert? Frederick, let me tell you something, okay? Let me tell you something. This client who wants me to do some work for them, they're not a client yet, but they want me to work on them. I've told them the price in British pounds, okay? I am not going to convert it to US dollars because if they pay me 2 days later, the currency rate goes up and down. I have told them, I just thought turn them off, Pixar. Just turn them off while I'm doing the live chats. Don't have to have them on. Okay? So Frederick, I'll tell you, I've told them for me to assess, etc., is 600 British pounds. I don't care what your currency rate is. I want to know that I get 600 British pounds, right? So if at that point in time, it was the equivalent of, I don't know, 700 US dollars, fine. If you pay today and it's now 710 US dollars, If I'm really honest, I don't care. Because do you know what? If I'm buying something from America, right, and they have said it's $1,000, I will be paying their $1,000, and my currency rate might be up or down. And the same applies to international clients. Okay, here's what I want. Here is the payment, right? That's what I want, and that's what I expect. So whatever is the currency rate doesn't really matter. Hey, okay, Pickstar, take care, mate. Go and enjoy your food. Go and jump in and get messy with it, all right? Johnny Coconut, what do you think of automatic websites installed building servers? Oh, right, like Framer. You mean AI? Look, okay. You could use it to create a website. But is it going to give you the website you want? Do you get what I mean? Right? So Framer AI, and Paul did a video on that as well. Go and watch it. Is it going to deliver? I want you now to think about all the clients you've ever worked with in your life. Okay? All right? I want all of you to tell me what percentage of your clients do you think would have got away with one of those AI websites. How many do you think would have got away with it? How many of them would not? Okay, so I want a percentage here. So here's what I want. What is the percentage of your websites would have been okay with an AI website with no human designer developer working on it as well to refine it or tweak or whatever? Tell me that, right? Because what you have to remember is that the AI and all of that, what about the WooCommerce? What about the payment gateway? What about the search console? What about the keywords and the key phrases? What about particular layout? So it's very easy to go, ooh, wow, we've got the website, but what percentage? I'll tell you now, of all of mine, I think maybe 0.5%, maybe less than that. Okay, they might have got away with it because they were so basic. The website, they might have got away with it because they just wanted to advertise. One of them wanted to advertise painting. One was decorating. They were the most basic of basic. But I can see the values coming in here. Gary, Michael, Ive, right? Okay. 0%. And that is how I feel, because I can tell you now that if you were to go and type in their requirements and it punched something out, your client's going to go, but I don't want that. Do you get what I mean? Presentation 40, yep. That's a high number, actually, John. 40%. Or do you mean 0.4? No, you mean 40%, don't you? Hey, Steffi, how are you doing? Did you ever get that? I mean, obviously now, do you know what? I didn't even think of checking that. Go into the page and hit edit. It was obviously in there, but did you get it sorted out? Yeah, I'll dig out the details, Michael. I'll dig out the details. So yeah, Steffi, I hope you got it sorted out in the end with that logo change. It's always annoying, isn't it, when it's something so simple and you just can't, or it looks simple and you're just scratching your head trying to think how to fix it. Well, this is the thing, right, Sinan, right? It's like, I do think the word AI has been... I do think the way AI has been exaggerated a little bit because... look, take Midjourney, okay? Is that really AI? Is that really AI? Because it's taking existing images... And when it takes in it looks at the text and it then starts to implant and supplant stuff, right, of existing images. Can Midjourney create something completely from scratch? Of course it can't, because you haven't got someone sat there going, let's draw this out and let's do that. ChatGPT is feeding off what's already entered. It's not creating from scratch. Just like TinyWow, when you get it to generate an email, it's taking stuff that exists and then rejigging, right? It's taking scraps and turning it into a dress. What it's not doing, though, is creating from scratch. That is when you get hardcore, proper AI, right? But we're not there yet. We're not there yet with that kind of stuff, you know? And I agree, JMXHD. I think you're always going to need the human touch. We always need the human touch. Oh, well, Steffi, to be honest, right, if you weren't getting paid for it, I would have gone, forget it. I mean, it's kind of nice of you to look into it. But yeah, I was hoping you would have got there. But do you know what? Sometimes if a website's been built in a very ambiguous way, because however they did that, you know what? You just have to kind of draw a line and go, I don't know. In fact, this is where you recommend and go, look, I really think, right, this is a wake-up call, right? I'm not sure. I've got other people looked at it and they're not sure. This is a wake-up call. It may be we need to rebuild it. Ooh, we need to rebuild or do stuff or put in a proper header or something like that. Sinan, it's starting literally on TV news. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, exactly, Kate. Exactly. I don't think we need to worry. I really don't. I really don't. Okay. And I would say, you are right, Dave. I mean, at the end of the day, it's still machine learning, isn't it? It's still machine learning. So, yeah. Nearly every time we've had, like, a jump in something, it's a bit like, you know when mobile...
Sorry, I don't understand.
You know when mobile phones first came out? People started saying the landline would be dead, right? When smartphones came out, people then started saying, oh, you won't even need computers anymore, you know, but everything's going to be dead. We still have computers. We still have landlines. When the ebook came out 12 years ago, literally, right, 12 years ago, everyone was like, that's it. Paperbacks are dead. No one will have a paperback in 10 years' time. It's just going to be ebooks all the way. People still get paperbacks, right? Even when we eventually get onto driverless cars, we're still going to have drivers driving cars. I am pretty sure of that. You know, so, AI designed websites, we're still going to have human web designers, you know, we're still going to have them, right? You know, yeah, we're still going to have them. JMXHD. JMXHD, what should we call you? Sorry, I yawned. We can't keep calling you JMXHD. We need to have a name for you. Jumhuxt. You know? Yeah, of course, Sinan. I mean, I'm still quite happy, yeah, though, to use the free version of ChatGPT. I don't need the premium version, right? There you go, John. The newspaper. That was another one, right? People were like going, oh, you got everything online. They're going to, you know, stop and all of that. But people are still buying papers, you know. Yes, the amount they're selling has lessened, but... And in fact, what it did do is allow other people to start creating their own papers, didn't it? Hey, Jimmy, how are you doing? Absolutely, Kate. Absolutely. Drag and drop vendors as well. It's every time we have like an evolution of tech, the existing start to worry. And I often kind of go, I don't quite get what you're worrying about. And unless we have an AI which, you know, imagine you had an AI where you can go, right, create me a website and it creates it. And then you say, now set up my payment gateway. And you give it your login and it goes and does it. Now go and ensure that my products look a certain way and it does it. Now refine my thing and I want to have a loop grid and it does it. until you get to that, you know, there's nothing to worry about. There literally is nothing to worry about. And I see any tool that helps to create a website as... Did I get your fax? I don't think I did, Max. Was I meant to get your fax? Oh, you're talking about people. Yeah, well, fax. Faxes are dead. We can kill faxes off. But sometimes... No, it's not. Sorry, not sometimes. I don't mind if an AI tool literally creates something. Can you imagine if there was a tool that integrated into WordPress and you could type in a prompt and it literally generates an entire website, but then you have the power to go in and modify it? Can you imagine if for Bricks or Gutenberg or Elementor, there was a plugin that literally with AI created what it thought, right? You know, and it formulated, like, you put in your color palette, you tell it the industry or the niche. Is it a booking? Is it shop? Is it blogs? And it creates all of these templates for you. But then you can go in and edit them and modify them with your page builder of choice. Now that ain't going to take away your job because you still have to refine it. But what it will do is make it efficient for you to create a website. It's going to speed it up. But that's assuming what it gives you is good enough to use. You might keep churning out 20 designs and none of them are worth using. So you might as well just create from scratch. You know? So Jimmy, sorry, you got a question, Jimmy. Fire it off, Jimmy. Sorry, I missed you quite a bit, Jimmy. What is it? There you go, Artie. The paint. I mean, by the way, do you like my screen today? Today, it's called the black hole. Today's the black hole. Right? Because this is what you would see. Everything would just go dark. Graham, how you doing? Have you or anyone else had a problem in the last month saying it can't index pages excluded by... Right, so if you're using rank math, okay, or anything like that, have you got any pages or blog pages that are currently not indexed? So it would depend on your SEO. I mean, have you got any deleted posts or pages? Clear out your trash. Maybe do a WP optimize and delete any transients or anything like that. So Jimmy has a container in Elementor. Within this container, I have different elements. That's good. Aligned horizontally. How can I decide the width of each element? Oh, custom width. That will be custom width, mate. So let's go in then. Let's go to edit with Elementor. Elementor. Right, let's just go down to down here. Right, so you got a container, and then inside of your container, you got some text, you got an image, and you got some, you got a, whoa, what have I done? And let's go and drop in some text editor as well, right? This container, we're going to make it be, hello, why is that not, where am I? Where? Oh, it's because I've made it long, sorry, there we go. I'm going to make it be a row. Now you see this text over here, Jimmy? Jimmy, are you there? Jimmy, are you there? So you see this header over here. If I go to advanced and I go to width and I go to custom, I can now go, let's make this be this big over here, like this. I mean, it does say 100%, but that's because I haven't done the custom width on everything yet. So let me just put, oh, come on. Custom width there. And let me do custom width over here as well. So on the image, I'm going to make the image be something like, I don't know, something like that. In fact, no. Yeah, we'll do that. And then for the text over here, I could do it like this. I could make it be, by the way, though, because that's 100% and that's how much text there is in there. Let me just add in a bit more, like something like that. I could now go to this text and I could now start to, you know, you can start to shrink it down to be what you want. Is that kind of what you meant, Jimmy? Or have I completely misconstrued? Yeah? So it's custom width over there. And by the way, though, this is limited because I haven't put the wrap on. So if I was to go on here now and activate the wrap, okay, and now I got a custom width, look, because now this is so big, it now pushes it over onto the next row because it is so big. So, yeah, that should do it, mate. That should do it. Do it. Michael, so your backdrop is a Uranus display today. Not... Ooh, clever, Michael. I just got that as soon as you said it. Ooh, very clever. Black hole. Yeah, I mean, I would say, right, yeah. I mean, I would say that it's Framer AI, okay. Right, there we go. Framer AI. Should we start with it? Should we do something? Right. Give me a prompt. Give me a prompt. Give me a prompt. Come on. Give me a website prompt. You bunch of maggots. Give me a website prompt. Come on, let's do it. Let us do it. Let us do it. Right? Come on, give me a prompt. Give me a prompt. Don't... Oh, I'll tell you what. Let's go for a technology website about space travel to Uranus. How does that sound? We'll give it a capital. Respect Uranus. It's a capital U, right? It's a technology website about space travel to Uranus, right? Let's go. Start with AI. Dun 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 dun. Oh, damn it! Wait a minute. Let me now just let me just continue with Google, all right? I'm not going to share my password and all of that with you, and then I've got to just do that whole, you know, that verification bull. I really hate the 2FA verification. You know, whenever it happens, then you got to kind of go, is that you? Yeah, it's me. Come on, verify. And it's so slow as well, innit? You literally like go, come on, verify. Okay, right, finish. I agree. Finish. Right, come on. Dun, 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 dun. Right, okay, so. Is that it? Oh, it's doing it. Sorry, it's creating it. It's now, ooh, your ticket to Uranus awaits. This is exciting. CSS Grid, Jimmy, from what I can tell, it's okay to use. I mean, I'm not using it yet, but it does seem okay to use. Oh, it's generating, ooh, Uranus, the final frontier from mankind's curiosity. I'm not sure about the curiosity bit, but yeah, okay. Yeah, all right. Yeah, 2FA is so annoying, right? 2FA. So I mean, I do like the way it gives you a color scheme. So, you know, I do like the way we can just flick between these. That is quite nice. I have to say that is quite nice, that, you know, that whole being able to jump around like that. So let's just see what we've got here. It's generating the pages. It is slow. You know, don't get me wrong, right? It is slow as... I don't want to swear, but it is slow, isn't it? Right. Come on. I mean, look. Okay, right, yeah. So it's gonna... what I see this doing is like... It's a bit like a Figma for you, right? It's kind of giving you a bit of a layout, and you might not have thought of doing anything like that. I definitely wouldn't do anything like that because it doesn't look that nice, to be honest. But like, here's your free domain, Uranus Space Travel at Framer AI. Really? CMS doesn't so we can import a CSS. We got some actions. Sections, columns, we can add stuff in. I don't know. What are your thoughts? You know? And I feel like, I mean, look, should we just publish it, right? Should we publish it? So this is now available for you to go and open links. So here we go, everyone. Da, 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 da. Right, okay, yeah. Made with Framer. Look, it says made with Framer down here. made with Framer. Don't, Anyway, look, there's no call to action, subheader. Bleh, what the heck's going on over here? What is that? Right? But so all this is going to do is be an inspiration thing, right? All it's going to do is give you inspiration. So where do I go to start a new one? Go to dashboard, right? Start with AI. So I've put on a description over here, and I'm going to take his description. Come on, get out of here. So let's start a new one. Let's start a new one and start with AI. And I'm going to say, create a website for a sustainable fashion brand that focuses on eco... Right, let's start. Let's see what it does. And I think as a concept creator, this is quite good. I mean, look, it is... What the hell does 23 stand for? Oh, 2023. Is that what they mean by 23? 2023? So, website for a sustainable fashion brand that focuses on eco-friendly material. I mean... It's I mean, it is very lacking, isn't it? Because, like, it's just words. And what the hell's that? Like... Oh my god. Eco Fusion 2023. Oh, look, that is clever. Unbelievable fusion. That's actually quite, you got to admit, that is actually quite funny, right? That is funny. But then we get a picture of someone's butt. Yeah, do you know what? We are so eco-friendly. We build it with the power of wind. It's like saying, yeah, we embrace environmental, we embrace wind technology, but they don't tell you where the wind comes from. Well, now you know, right? Now you know. So I think Framer I think it's great as a concept thing, but at the same, unbelievable. That is really, Kate, that is quite funny, isn't it? For an AI tool, I gotta say, unbelievable. I think everyone's going to make a note of that, and the next time you work on a landscaping project or anything like that, you will do, yeah, wind farm. Now when anyone says wind, they're opening a wind farm, you want to go, you what? That's a bit of methane, isn't it? I don't know about that. How are they creating it? So I think AI Framer is... I feel like AI Artif, what kind of prompt did you use to get that message, right? So I want to know now from Artif, what did you put in as your prompt for it to say AI overload? Oh, I know what you did. You probably asked it to create a Squadron website, innit? That's what you did. That's what I bet you did. And it came out with loads of images of porn everywhere and stuff like that. But it is an inspiration thing. However, what do I say to all of you about inspiration? What do I say you should do? If you're building a website for an ecosystem, you do a Google search for ecosystem websites, environmental websites, wind farm websites, and you look at what is ranking and what's out there. Right? Because they are real websites. And all this did... I mean, come on, right? What did this really give me? What did it really give me? Look at it. What did it give me? Right? We can change... I mean, look, I like the way that you can change the colour scheme. I'm not going to lie. It gets you to go, oh, I didn't think of that. Oh, I didn't think of that one either. Right? It's the colour scheme thing and all of that. Like, that's quite cool, that is. It's all really, really good. Okay? However, right, it doesn't give you much more than that. It doesn't really give you much more for that. And what you really want to be doing is looking at real websites out there. Okay? What's the first 5 websites on Google for ecosystems environmental that are not sponsored? What do they look like? How many pages? 1, 2, 3? 20? Lots of sub-menu? mega menu, selling products, appointment booking system, contact form, testimonial, reviews, team. How big's the team? 20 people, 3 people? What are they showing you? That is how you get ideas for build, right? Build. That's how you're going to get ideas. So I think this is a very neat tool, especially when you're thinking about possible palettes or, well, I just want a rough idea. But I don't think you can deny that you're much better off going over to Google or Bing or wherever, Mulder, Fox, wherever you want to go, okay? Go to whatever system you want and go and look at real websites and look at what's ranking in the top 5, right? Not the sponsored. What's the top 5? What do you like? What do you dislike? And that's where you go with what you like. Yeah. And Kate makes a very good point, actually. That's a really good point. Because you could take an image of a website and then tell, with like generate fill or whatever, you could tell Firefly or something, right, modify this to be a pink and yellow palette system. And then it just totally screws it up. And you go, oh my God, it's going to put a unicorn on the homepage. I think from an image point of view, I do think the whole generate fill by Adobe is like pretty mind-blowing. Can you imagine now whereby, when you get your portfolio photo done for your website, and often you're stood in a room, right? Okay. You could now do it against a black wall, maybe, let's just say. And then you could get Firefly to go, now generate our logo graffiti painted on the wall, etched into the wall. So you now have a hero banner image. Can you imagine that? As a web designer, you've got like an image of you with your headlines, and then over here, your logo or what you deliver etched into wood. It could literally be a web design etched into wood. How flipping amazing would that look as a hero banner? Rather than you stood in a park, in a garden that you walked through, and you're like that, and you're trying to hide your bag, and you're trying to look all serious as well. How amazing would that be? Can you imagine that? The Google Photo Magic. Do you mean the one that makes you disappear, Artif? Maybe I've not really seen it properly yet. But I think that is really gonna just blow people's minds away. Do you know what I mean? You could be sat at a table, right? With your computer working, and then you could say, generate fill. Behind me, have a hive of activity. Have like 100 people moving around at lightning speed. They're moving, so you get the blurred lines of motion.
Here's what I found.
You get all of that behind you. And you can see tech behind you as well. But you're sat there working, and someone's going to look at that and think, wow, how did he create that image? And you're going to go, Firefly. That, for me, is like, You could even take, maybe there's someone who's a consultant, you're building a website for them, and they give you a photo of them like this. And then you use generate fill to say, now put a client on the other side talking to them. So they create a completely imaginary image where it's them talking to an AI generated person. That is power of imagery, because you can have the best layout in the world. You can have the fanciest fonts. You can have the responsive mode bashed out. You can have everything looking perfectly perfect. But if the images are not good, it will let down the page. The power of the images can make or break a web page. You can have a page with no images, but a bad image will ruin the look of a website. Jimmy, when you showed me work...
Sure I understand.
Why does my phone keep doing that? My watch. What you showed me worked perfectly with elements, but if I have an element and a container within a container... Oh, Jimmy, my dear friend. Let me get you back into that website, Jimmy. If I can. I think I can. Hello. Whoops, Daisy. Where am I? Here I am. Right, okay, right. So let's go over here, right, Jimmy? Jimmy. Right, let's drop in a text editor and let's drop in a container as well. So what we've got over here is a parent container over here. Inside of there, we have another container and we have some text. I'm just going to copy that and drop that in as well. So we have container 1. I'm not going to bother with like, like paddings and all of that, right? So there's container 1 and then we have container number, the parent container, sorry. Let's just go with that color. Parent container, container, right? So here's what you need to do, Jimmy, right? Here's what you do. Right, here's what you do. This is really, this caught me out as well the very first time I did it. Let's say we have got a boxed width over here like that. And then this container here, I'm going to make this be a custom width and I'm going to make it be something like that. This container here is automatically going to stretch. But I don't want it to do that. What you need to do, right, is set this. Look, if you now, it's boxed. If I do this, look, the text inside changes, but the box is still big, right? Here's what you do. Dun, 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 dun. You make it full width. The container inside is full width. Now... when I go on a pixel, look at this. I can now control the size of the container. I can go and say, make that be 200. You think it's a box. The parent container might be a boxed width, right? The parent container might be a boxed width. But the child container must be set to full width. And then you start tinkering with the container widths. Does that help you, Jimmy? Jimmy, tell me, did it help you? Did it work? Did it work, Jimmy? Tell me if that worked. Jimmy, get your finger out your belly button. Did that work? Okay, yeah, Artif, I will have it. Do you know something, John? I do feel like, the Canva AI for images, it's a very much hit. No, Jimmy, you're not. Jimmy, you're not dumb. I'll tell you why. I spent ages trying to go, well, what's going on here? Maybe it's something I've done in my settings and whatever. And it is not explained very well at all. Because you wouldn't think of making the child container full width. But then when you think about it, you're saying that if this is the parent and I sit here, it's weird. It's like quantum mechanical web design here now, but it makes sense when you think about it, but it's difficult to explain. Me on YouTube. Look, I'm sure the question will come to you at some point, and when it does, I look forward to hearing it. Okay? Exactly, Dave Den, you're right. It does catch people out, right? Because we're hardwired into going, well, full width is how we do it. So it should do the same for the child container. But it's so weird, right? It's so weird. Maybe I need to do a video on that. Now that you've said it, Jimmy, I'm actually gonna do I'm gonna go with child. Let me put the full word child container, because if I put child width, the internet police might jump on me. Child container full width. I'm not sure what kind of title I would give that video, but I'll think of something at the end of the day. Isotonic, afternoon to you too. Afternoon to you too. Yeah. And by the way, a lot of the problems that we sometimes talk about, they inspire me to go, you know what, let's do a video on that. Because it's something someone wants to know. and we either had to work out the answer or it would benefit other people. So, Jimmy, you know, don't worry, mate. All right? Don't worry. Very good point, Dave. I agree with you. I definitely think that in fact, right, if we just go back over here, every time we ever do like any container, it's always boxed. I believe that everything should be set to full width as well. I think everything should be like that until you manually decide to make it boxed width or whatever you're going to do with it. I think everything should be just automatically full width. Now, if you decide to go in, you can do, right? I do think that they should be defaulted to that as well. Yeah, absolutely. John's right. Never be afraid of asking a question. There were so many times when like we'd be in a meeting at work and I could clearly see that people were struggling. So I would probably say to them, are you guys all right with that? Can someone just help explain that in a different way? So I would jump in and take the heat. Or sometimes I would say, right, I could see they're struggling. I says, right, can someone just break that down just so I get my head around? And you could see the people in the meeting look at me and say, thank you. Because they just didn't want to ask the question that others would be like, how come you don't know that? I kind of got away with it because like, because I was senior. So they would be like, okay, yeah, we'll explain it a different way. Yeah. So yeah, RTV, I'm going to have a look at this. Yeah, RTV. It's called the Google Photo Magic Editor. Why have I not come across this before? Maybe because I use Edge so much, right? But I would have come across that. I have Edge and a Google. By the way, I don't just work in Edge, right? I have Edge and I have a Google Chrome window open as well. I jump around because some stuff is better in Chrome, some stuff I feel is better in Edge, kind of thing. I have had so far, what is going on here? I have had this is so weird. I've had 8 messages. 2 of them are spam. One of them looks like a payment, but I'm not sure if they've actually paid. I need to double check now as well. Nicole, how are you doing? Oh, isotonic. I've said this before as well. I know, Artie. Every time I mention that, you kind of fall off your chair. I bet your belly button self combusts whenever I say it. So I agree as well, isotonic. Some people would say by adding in 0 as a default, you're adding in extra CSS. I understand that, but I do think that just zeroing out would make me feel better, right? Would make me feel better. Crystal, do you not use... I used to use Photoshop a lot, yeah, for about 14 years. I had, I was part of the Creative Cloud as well. I had that for a good while when it first came out. But more and more over time, I started relying on Adobe products less and less and less and less. Now that we have Firefly, sounds like an exciting time to get back into that kettle. However, I'm reining things in until I know I'm out of jail with YouTube because they're still hammering me. They are so hammering me, people, all right? It's just gets me upset. Like, I want to cry, but I'm not going to cry, literally. Dave switches between Chrome and Firefox most of the time. Then I use Edge and Brave once in a while. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people talk about Brave. I have quite recently. I never use Firefox, though, at the moment. Yeah, Firefly is, I'm looking forward to when it is the final version is out. RTV uses Chrome. Arc browser, that's the other one that's picking up steam as well. What is so good about Arc browser? That's the thing, John. That's the other reason I pulled out of Adobe. Like, for what I was using it for Could I justify the cost of it? And I just couldn't justify the cost of it. Nicole's got a question. What do you recommend for WordPress security protocols? Do you know what? Make sure your host provides good security as well. Then on top of that, you got WordFence or all-in-one security firewall plugin. I did a video about a year ago on the all-in-one security firewall plugin, and I cover off the settings in there. You know, so yeah. Hey, Dashing Blade, you use Brave. I don't use don't use Brave. Heard about Arc Browser, not really looked into it. I don't use Firefox. I'd go back to Netscape Navigator. No, I wouldn't. They were the dark days of the internet, right? Netscape Navigator, the dark, dingy days of modem. Yeah, so Artiv, what is it? What's so good about Arc Browser? What's so good about it? And that's the thing. So Jimmy makes a good point. If you know you're going to be using those products at least 4 times a week, then the cost justifies itself. But if you only use it like now and again, I just can't come around to doing it. Right, I am going to give everyone a 2-minute warning. I don't know why, but I'm starting to feel very exhausted. I feel like this week has really caught up with me a little bit. So I want to go stretch my legs. And I've just got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 important emails I need to start answering. And some of them came in literally around 4 o'clock. So I just want to double check what's happening with them and get back onto it. Okay. I mean, I think I'm one of those people where I'm so used to Edge and Chrome. I just don't, unless there is something massively brilliant about what the benefits are, I probably wouldn't use them. It turns me on like Pavlov's dog. I don't think Pavlov's dogs were ever happy. Graham's got a question. The Search Console. I use Rank Math and everything seems to be on index. Check beans. Okay, Graham, go and install the WP Optimize. Go and run it to clean out any transients or any junk in your backend. Then go and re-index. So go and do your instant indexing, and then also go and start the indexing and the crawl again on your website. I think that's what it is, John. It's very humid in here, and I've got a light on there. And it is very, very humid, and I've not got the windows or doors open as well. Hey, take care, Jimmy. And I'm glad, Jimmy. You know, next time you know where I am, Jimmy. You know where I am, okay? You know where I am. Okay, everyone. I'm gonna say goodbye now. Take care, everyone. I think we had a bit of fun today, didn't we? We had fun. Take care. I might not be on tomorrow. I'll try and see if I am. Apparently, there's some internet work happening in the streets tomorrow. I'll see. Hopefully, I am, but we will see. Look, take care. Chat to you all.